Hello, hello. All right, so today we're going to go over Namibia. So this is the board. What you have here is your turn order track. You have what round it is, so there's 6 rounds. You have these delivery spots where you're going to be delivering goods to. You have these goods you're going to be trying to pick up along the way. And you have your supply and demand track that you're going to be using. And up here you have your essentially your score track. And one interesting thing about this, in a not so good way, is so here I have the 4 different player colors, and you have green, and you'll see there is a green player cube. But notice there's a brown one. Well, there's no brown player, but there is gray. And let's see, this kind of purplish one is going to be represented by blue. This is the money. There's a money pile here. They don't tell you what the values of them are, so you have to make it up. So I set 4 at the top, so I go 1, 5, 10, 20, so that I know that. And then each player starts with $15. They start with resources. Each player can collect 3 of the 4 resources, and it says on your card which ones you can collect. So, and they're all different. So I just put this little mine here. So after the board is set up, what's going to happen is each player is going to take one of their goods and they're going to place it on the board. So let me do that real quick. All right, so here we have the cubes on the board. They can't be next to each other. You can't place them next to each other until it works itself out to there is no other option but to place next to each other. So you'll see over here I have cubes all next to each other. And then after that, each person is going to take one of their mines. They're going to place it on the board at one of the cube sections, and they're going to add 1 cube. All right, actually I meant you add 2 cubes. So now these mine things have been placed, and there's 2 cubes. Next, you're going to take another one. You're going to lay it sideways somewhere, and you're going to place 1 cube next to it. Okay, so here we have the mines on their side, and an additional cube has been added. Another thing to notice about this is on the player board, notice there is this kind of, I don't know, purplish color, and there's no purplish cubes. There are gray cubes, so again, interesting. All right, the next thing that each player is going to do is you're going to take 2 rail lines. So you have all these different rail lines, and you're going to connect them to existing rail lines. So each person is going to get to lay 2 pieces of track down. All right, once all your rails are laid down, next thing you're going to do is you're going to auction for turnover. So here, the minimum bid is whatever round you're in. So round 1, the starting bid will be $1. Round 4, the starting bid will be $4. So people will say, they'll bid, and what you get is the person who gets the highest bid, they lose 5 reputation points, but they get 3 pieces of track to lay. And then the second highest loses 3 reputation points, so they go back 3 spots, and they get 2 track to lay. And the third highest loses 1 reputation point, gets 1 track to lay, and the other person, the lowest bid, doesn't get to lay any track and doesn't lose any reputation points. Okay, so after the bid, we'll just say that blue, which is this purplish color, bid the most. We'll say orange, which is this red color, bid second most. Brown, which is this gray color, bid third, and then green, which is green, bid the next. So this guy has 3 rails he'll get to place, this one 2, this guy 1, and this guy has none. All right, so the next thing you do is any mines that are under construction become complete. So that just means any mines that are on their side, they're all going to get turned up. All right, after they're all turned up, you're going to add 1 cube of the color of the place that you just turned up. The exception would be is if it's adjacent to an abandoned mine, a mine that's already been used up, and there are none on the board yet. All right, after that, you're going to build 4 new mines. So you'll just take one of your mines and, you'll lay it on its side somewhere. So just, whatever, here. Put this guy over here and this guy over here, I guess. All right, and then Oh, the last player gets to do 2. So he'll do 1 there and he'll do 1 here. All right, the next thing is prospecting. So you're going to add 2 cubes to an empty hex on the board that's adjacent to one of the commodities of the same type. And the last player is going to get to do this twice. So we could just say, like, let's say this guy is going to put 2 in this hex, and then red will do 2 brown over here, and gray will do 2 yellow here, and green will do 2 white here and 2 gray there. Okay, now you're going to add your rails. So this guy had 3 rails to spend, so let's just say he's going to try and bring them up to where he is up here. So he added 3, he's going to try and go up to there. And then this guy has 2, so red's going to branch off over towards his mine that's going to be constructed over here. And gray has 1, and gray is going to place here to try and get up to his mine up there. Also, when you do the rails, you're only connected to the rail if it's like going around where you're at. This rail comes up to here, but it doesn't actually share a hex, so this is not connected to the rail line yet. Okay, so I fiddled with the board a little bit just to show you something. So now it's shipping phase, and so what's going to happen is the first player is going to choose which port they want to ship goods out of. So first player is this color here. So let's just say he wants to ship these brown goods. So he's going to take this brown token and he's going to say, I'm going to ship brown goods out of whatever, this port here. And so then what's going to happen is everyone can ship out of there. So he's going to take his truck, he's going to load up the one good on it, and he's going to drive his truck to this port. And then he's going to offload it. All right, he's delivered 1 good, and brown is worth 6 points right now, or $6. So he's going to get $6 for that. So let's just say 5 and 6, and then that just gets added to his money pile. All right, now anyone else who has brown cubes can ship. So red's got some over here, so red's going to load up his truck, and he's going to pop a wheelie, and then he's going to drive on over to the port, and he's going to drop off his good. All right, he's going to get $6. Now, here's the first person who dropped off a good, so it went from 0 to 1, and then the second person, so it went up to 2. All right, and the value is 6, so he's going to get $6. All right, $6 goes to red. All right, so let's just say nobody else can ship, and so now let's just say it's green's turn, and green gets to decide, and green goes, oh, I have a rail of gold that goes to this port, so I'm going to make gold ship out of here. So green goes, all right, well, I'm going to take my truck, and I am going to load up a piece of gold in my truck, and I'm going to drive it over to the port, and I'm going to drop it off. All right, so gold goes up 1, and he gets $6. So let's just pretend I give him the money. All right, and now it's the next player's turn, and we'll say red puts in a gold, and he takes it over to the port. He gets $6, and demand goes up again. Then gray, he has gold that he can deliver, so he puts it in here, and he drives all the way over here, and he drops it off, and this goes up, and then he gets his money. And who else is there? Oh, this guy. All right, and then he has gold. So he puts a gold in his truck, and he drives it and drops it off. This goes up, and he gets $6 also. All right, now 3 people, other than the original person who put this gold cube out here, delivered there. So for each person who uses your port, you're going to go up on the turn track. So green had 3 additional people, so 1, 2 for one person, 1, 2 for another, 1, 2 for another, and 1, 2 for another. So green's gone up on the track to there. All right, now it's the rail turn, so you deliver goods via rail. All right, so there is a rail connecting these goods to this port. So what's going to happen is all of the goods here are going to ship. So 3 goods are going to ship. So this is so right now, the first good is going to pay out the $6. And then there's a second good there because he shipped 3. The second one will pay out $6. I don't think I moved this up for the other person. I think it should have been here. All right, so he gets $6 for this good. Now it's up to where the demand marker is. He gets another $6, but now it went over the demand marker. Okay, so for that last shipment, so as I had said, this exceeded the demand. So what's going to happen is the price is going to get cut in half. All right, so he's going to get $3 for that last shipment that went out. All right, after that is done, then you adjust the market based on how everything sold during the round. So that looks like this. Okay, so if your demand is lower than the oil barrel, what's going to happen is the demand is going to increase by 2. For places where the oil barrel is lower than the demand, what's going to happen is the price will increase by 2 and the demand will be halved. So that would go up by 2.5, and this would be halved for demand. Price would go up by 2. Okay, but even though that this did not ship, there is still an effect. If nothing shipped because it didn't get to go out, the demand and the price are increased by 3 for that good. So it's incentive for the next player to ship out white goods. And once you're done with the market, you're going to clear off the oil barrels because you don't know what goods are going to ship next time. Any mines that had all of their goods shipped, they're going to be closed down. And then there's these little like abandoned marker mines, and you're going to put these down there on the board. And if there's an abandoned mine, you're not going to be able to expand goods out of the other mines around it because it's all dried up. And then you're going to move your turn marker down and you'll start the whole thing over. However, if you are in round 3, you'll see 3-1, 5, 4-1, and 6, 5-1. What this means is at the end of the round, you can convert money to reputation points. And so at the end of round 3, for each $3 you turn in, you can get 1 reputation point. At the end of round 5, for each $4 you turn in, you get 1 reputation point. And at the end of round 6, for each $5 you get 1 reputation point. And that's just going to advance you on the reputation track. And the one who has the highest reputation at the end of the game is the winner.